Welcome to another episode of Times Square Kung Fu. I am your host, Frankie Balboa, aka Shogun Supreme, man. Y'all know the deal, y'all know the vibes. What's the vibes for today? We're going to be talking about the 1979 Sammo Hung classic, Knockabout, starring Young Bao and Brian Long, aka Birdie. Like, Homeboy is a fan favorite in Hong Kong cinema, man. The dude is definitely no freaking joke. And I'm going to compare this Region B Blu-ray with the DVD. And as some of you guys saw that thumbnail, Eureka came through big time, man. And I mean, they came through hard body with this one, man. Like, what a marvelous job they did with this transfer, man. But before I get into the details and the specs and all that jazz, man, I'm going to talk a little bit about the film. You already know. Peace. So yeah, in this film that stars Young Bao, like his first starting role in Hong Kong cinema, you know, like you got him co-starring with Brian Long, and one thing I like to know is they have one heck of a chemistry, man. Like seriously, their bonding and their flow and their comedic flair together is just like, it just seems like these guys been doing this for freaking eons before this film even got shot, you know. But yeah, in this action comedy, you have an interesting tempo because the first half of the film, it has, you know, for me, I found the jokes to be corny and it's pretty lame at start, but somewhat at the same time entertaining because the way the fighting is composed is very Charlie Chaplin, you know, like comedy thing going on. But it's really well done. But you know, with these two characters, Young Bao and Brian Long, man, they're playing a bunch of petty thieves. They're scheming around town, gambling, hustling, doing what they got to do to survive. You know what I mean? So eventually they meet Lar Kong Wing, and they try to run game on him, but he busts him up so bad. They were like, yo, he needs to show us the way, man. We need to show us how to be nice in Kung Fu, you know? So he takes him under their wing, man, you know, no pun intended. So once that happens, the film just skyrockets in tempo. Like, it is insane, man. And of course, you got Sammo Hung doing his thing, man. You get to see a little bit of monkey Kung Fu being displayed in this film. And one thing that I enjoy about this film is the action comedy fighting, because there's a scene in this film where they freaking lumping this guy up and you see it build up to the point that looks like the old school animes in the 80s and 90s, man. It looks pretty disgusting now with this transfer. And just like, I'm gonna keep mentioning the fighting, man, like it's just through the freaking roof. Like the tempo just keeps going on and on to the point that, like I said this before and I say it again, somebody got seriously hurt making this film. And there's also, you get to see freaking Lar Kong Wong do like a Randy Savage freaking elbow drop out of nowhere. I was like, yo, like we seen this, you know, this Blu-ray again. I was like, yo, this thing, I forgot about that scene. But yeah, like this is definitely a must for fans of the genre getting into it, man, because seeing Young Bao's acrobatic, you know, skills being on display in this film is just like, it's blissful. And seeing Brian Long, man, do his thing, especially if you know his background, where he's not a trained martial artist at all. He learned this as he goes in these movies, man, and he has mimicked it, and dude killed it. He slayed it, bro. Definitely, like, one heck of a film and one heck of a ride, man. So, you know, with that said, man, you know what I'm going to do, man. Before I get into the pictures, man, I got to show you guys a fight scene, man, so you can see what I mean. You already know, man. Peace. So this clip you guys about to see right now, you get to see Young Bao's acrobatic skills on display and just his flow, man. And right now we got him kicking, twirling, looking all fly with the poses and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man's super confident. And right now, like, look at these flips right here. Look at that. Yo, my man, Rey Mysterio who? Yo, my man, come on, look at that. Stacking like Mario Brothers right here. Bang, bang. Let's go, B. This is nothing. My man feel like he's God right now. Oh, yo, my man, I can't mess my fingers up, B. I just got these done, man. I got to go to the club after this, man. And what I mean by the club, you're going to see right now with these moves. Okay. Here we go. Oh, look at this Kung Fu moonwalk right here, B. Let's go. Bang. Come on, man. Who's bad, bro? Like, this is a bad dude right here, man. But yeah, this is a fun scene. And trust me, there's way better fight scene is this. I just want to show this scene because it's pretty fun, man. You can see the flow of the comedy style action in this movie. But with that said, man, you know what time it is, man. Time for this picture comparisons. I'll be right back. Peace. now that you guys saw those picture comparisons, man, you can see how Eureka just brought up a lot of detail with this transfer, man. Now you get to see the shadow details, the contrast is not boosted, and everything looks very natural and so sharp and pleasant to the eyes, man. It is one heck of a transfer, man. I love the look, love the skin tones, the shadow, and also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but you get more of the aspect ratio because it's a little bit zoomed in the Fox DVD and also in the Hong Kong Legends DVD as well. And you can see more of the sides in the Eureka transfer, man. They did one heck of a job with this film. And one thing also is the sound. Now, this is the first time I heard this film with the original soundtrack, and this one thing you guys should also, keep in mind is that, these films were done on a single track, or some of them were done on a two-track stereo. So when you get a movie like this with the original audio on a single track, if you have a 5.1, 7.1 system, or even an Atmos setup, most of the audio is going to come from the center channel. You know what I mean? So what I usually advise people to do, like I've done it in my friend's house and everything, again, it's just a preference. I just put it in stereo mode. Similar to what a lot of, clubs and DJs do, is where they put, a single track on each speaker so everything could sound the same and louder and more dynamic. So yeah, put in stereo mode if you have like a 5.1 setup. I mean, you don't have to worry about that. If you have a soundbar, or like me, I already have I have a 2.1 setup. But yeah, if hearing all the audio from the center channel, bothers you, just put it in stereo mode. You could do that with your amplifier. Again, that's just my preference, and some people like it, some people might not like it. But just in case, if you guys see like, hey man, all the audio is coming from the center channel, yeah, your amplifier has a setting you guys don't know to put in stereo mode. But with the sound of this film, it's very sharp. You're gonna hear a little bit of hiss on it, man, but it's not a big deal. It's just a product of its time, But it's very sharp, clean, and actually sounds very nostalgic. I mean, yeah, it is an old film, but just the clarity of it, man, with no pops or anything like that, it just sounds amazing, man. And it's very, like that subwoofer is gonna kick at times, man. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm very satisfied with the sound. It's the first time I got to hear it with the original audio, so it's definitely a joy. And you know me, man, I love that English dub, man. So the English dub is definitely sounds amazing, man. It's the best I've ever heard it. You know what I mean? But with that said, man, I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts on this Region B release of Knockabout by Eureka Entertainment. Peace. So there you have it, guys, man. I hope you find the video informative, man. I have fun putting it together. And like I mentioned, a few times, man, hopefully Arrow will pick it up, because they've been picking up a few Eureka titles and 88 Films titles, man. And the one to look forward to from Arrow is going to be the one on Boxer. It's going to be the same transfer and extras as the Eureka release. So it was going to have the same commentary for Frank Denge, like he confirmed that. So that's going to be great. And yeah, like I think I would probably do Dreadnought, because they're both going to be released in the same day. So I'm probably gonna release Dreadnought. I'm probably gonna do Dreadnought, but I'll see. I haven't seen that film in a long time, and at one point I confused it with the Dragon for Russia. I guess because of the mask. But yeah, I gotta see it. It's been too long. And for probably when I press play, I'm gonna be like, wait a minute, I probably never saw this film. It's been that long, And yeah, so it's gonna be a fun watch. But there's so many movies out there, man. It's hard to keep track, especially with the modern joints coming up. And like I mentioned on my Twitter account, like I'm gonna do a diagram pole fighter video comparing the 88 Films release and the Arrow release. And some people saw some pictures already posted, and it's totally different, man. So after that video, I'm gonna do a few modern films, because the stuff that Well Go USA has been bringing out in North America and Cine Asia and the UK has been some amazing films, man. So I'm definitely gonna cover something from the mid 2010s or even now, So I haven't decided which film it is yet, but it's gonna be a fun one, man, because I want people to understand that instead of buying these physical films right off the bat, show you guys where to rent them, which is the best digital storefront for that. I mean, I'm gonna say right now, iTunes. If If you guys not using iTunes to buy digital films or rent them, y'all playing yourselves, man. Like I'm keeping it real, man. I'm speaking for North America and the UK. So I'm gonna show you guys some examples. I'll take screencasts of a Blu-ray release and an iTunes release. As you can see, it's like it's not that much of a difference. Apple's compression is like, you know, amazing. So but before I start doing my digital storefront video and, you know, all that stuff, I'm just gonna cover a modern film, because there's a lot of good stuff that's been coming out in the past decade, man, that people are not even aware about. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, man, as always, like, share, subscribe. You already know, man. Until the next one. Peace.